Welcome to another installment of the Robert and Crew Show with your hosts, Robert and Crew.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, how are you doing tonight, Julie? Hey guys, welcome back to the Robert and Crew Show. As always, I am the podcast host, Robert, and
And
I
I'm
got
Crew.
and we got Crew over here. Yeah, we do. Tonight we're just chilling out. Okay, we don't really got very many plans besides reacting to some crazy videos and some funny videos and some a little bit of political videos, but
Mhm.
it's gonna be an interesting night for sure. It's gonna be fun. So let's kick it. Yeah, Julie, thanks. I picked the entrance music for that because the music that I originally used got flagged. And as you know, when music gets flagged, StreamYard and YouTube will no longer let you use what you're using. So I had to switch up the music to something that's free for use. That's not under copyright infringement. So how have you been today?
Pretty good, actually. I after work, got home, relaxed, took a quick nap, and then when I got up, I played some Pokemon.
Played some Pokemon
I sound old when I
with
say that.
some-
Remember when we were kids and our parents would say Pokemon instead of Pokemon?
Yeah,
Like,
dude. I used to get so mad about it. I used to get
I'm like,
so upset that my dad would say it that way.
there's no A in between M and N. It's O. So it's mine. Jesus Christ, parents, come on.
And now we're doing it.
Yeah, well, they're rubbing off on us, I guess.
I think the older you get, the more stupid you just become, and I don't think there's a way
Right?
to get around it. Like,
Yeah.
it's little subtle things like that. When you call Pokemon, Pokemon.
hmm When the original, actual general term is pocket monsters.
Yeah, Pocket Monsters. Pocket Monsters was the original Japanese term for it when it came out first. It was originally Pocket Monsters, and then that translated into American or English, whatever you want to say. That translated to Pokemon, and
hmm
Pokemon later on translated into China as Pokemons instead of
hmm
Pokemon. It was Pokemons. So basically, Pocket Monsters was the Japanese version, and the Japanese wording of Pocket Monster came out to Pokemon, which is how we got Pokemon.
hmm
Who's the most
Which
famous Pokemon?
Pikachu,
Wrong.
Jigglypuff,
Wrong.
Eevee.
No, it's
Who?
Charizard.
Oh, Charizard. Oh,
How'd you not
oh,
know that?
okay,
How'd you
okay,
not know that?
okay. Charizard only because of its value in Pokemon cards. But the most
Well, yes,
famous,
but Charizard's also been the most sought after Pokemon in the entire world.
yeah, but Pikachu
And
is
you
the
can't
face of
teach heart,
Pokemon.
bro. Adam says you can't teach heart.
Do or die. Now, back to what I was saying. All right, so Pikachu is the face of Pokemon, but Charizard is the most famous Pokemon. That is correct. But here's one problem that people need to take in consideration. Pikachu can beat Charizard
Yep. Charizard's weak to Pikachu
because
because he's a
electric
flying
types
dragon.
can. Because no, he's not a dragon. He's a fire type. He's a flying fire type.
Right. Well, no. Well, in the original Pokemon, he was a fire dragon, and the fire dragon is flying. It's a flying type, so he is all flying is weak to electric. All
And
flying. It
fire
doesn't
and
matter
fire
what.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't.
But
Is that true? Is all
yeah,
fire weak to electric?
yeah.
Okay,
Fire,
I did.
electric. Okay, so electric is strong against fire, flying, and water types.
Yeah. Well, electric cooks water, man. It's like grilling a
Mm-hmm.
salmon, man. Pikachu up in there to just shock the freaking Squirtle and make you some turtle stew.
You
Bro,
know,
I
there.
saw this I
Go
saw
ahead.
this picture the other day of
Mm-hmm.
I saw this picture the other day of Squirtle and Bulbasaur, and it was Squirtle standing by a stream with a Blastoise behind it, and um, the whole stream was lit up with sunlight, like like from the Lion King. And the
Mm-hmm.
Blastoise behind the Squirtle was telling the Squirtle, "Everything you see in this stream is yours, my child."
That's funny. But yeah, here's something funny. So the other day I was playing Pokemon, right, on the laptop, and
Yeah,
you know how certain rock types have the or electric types have the ability called sturdy.
yeah.
So I was facing a level 50 legendary, right? That
Which legendary?
motherfucker, it was
Which legendary?
Lugia.
Lugia.
Hmm. And I wish I did not do this because Lugia brought my Geodude all the way to 1 HP. And then I do
What?
explode. I do explode. And
Uh-huh.
literally, it killed Lugia. And I'm like, great.
Yeah,
Now I'm not gonna be able to find it again.
you blew yourself up, bro. That
And
wasn't very smart.
I'm like, well, at least the Pokemon that are still alive basically gained XP, but dang it, now I can't catch Lugia this time. I'm like, why did my Geodude have to kill Lugia and itself? When in all reality, you don't kill your Pokemon, they just faint and you have to go revive it at the Pokemon Center or use a Max Revive. I forgot to save that
In
point
which one
too.
you're using like max revive to do what? To take away a special occurrence like a poison, like if you're poisoned, confused, or burned or
No,
something.
no, Max revives if your Pokemon fully fainted, right? It revives your Pokemon to full health. Full
Oh,
restore
okay.
does full restore.
Okay,
That's what that does, and gives you full HP.
Max revive revives a fainted Pokemon all the way to 100 HP.
Hmm. And full
Okay.
restore is the one that will give you full HP plus get rid of the status off the Pokemon.
Right.
But my
Oh, I
dumbass
found the
mistake
picture.
was
It doesn't have the caption, but I found the picture. It says the caption originally said, "Everything you see in this stream is yours." It was like a Lion King reference. I love Pokemon memes. I
yeah,
absolutely
me
love
too.
them. My favorite one is the one with Gengar standing at the porch waiting for his trainer to come back, and then it like shows the second scene of like it's scaring Misty and Brock or whatever, and it says that's not my trainer, and then it shows Ash face down on the ground, which I mean, I it tickles me. I think it's funny.
You know the most fucked up Pokemon meme I actually found? It's a it's like a
Which one?
mini series.
Cubone?
It's a mini series, right? And I didn't know this
Uh-huh.
existed. And so I had to look up this meme. And it turned out to not just be a meme, it actually became a full-fledged mini comic. and it's a porno comic, and I'm like,
Oh
y-
Jesus!
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's a Machamp fucking Serena.
No, no, don't. Jesus, no, Christ,
Yeah,
stop it!
yeah,
Stop. I
yeah.
don't
That's
want
what
to
I
hear that.
said.
I don't
That's
want
what I said.
to
That's what
hear
I
that.
said. Like Ash had
That's like
Machamp.
some
Ash
weird
had a
Rule
Machamp.
34.
Right. Ash had a
No,
Machamp, and I'm like,
stop.
why? Why? I need to delete this shit. This is disgusting.
There's something wrong with the internet, man. There's something wrong with
I know.
people.
I
When
know.
when there's literally a thing called Rule 34 where people literally just make anything, like any cartoon character, anything, literally anything. There's Rule 34 for cars, like vehicles.
Hmm.
Okay, so make that make sense. That's like drawn corn with cars. Make
Hmm.
that make sense.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. It's because people are weird and people have to do weird things to get their weirdness out. And
Yeah.
really it really freaks me out a little bit that people go that far. Like with
Hmm.
Pokemon and Powerpuff Girls and weird cartoons like that. Like those are kid shows. Like leave the kid shows alone. Leave them
Yeah.
alone.
Please.
I get
Please.
it, but leave them alone because it's wrong. It's
Hmm.
inappropriate. And lately on Facebook, and yeah, I'm kind of calling out Facebook here, but lately on Facebook, I've been scrolling through the reels and I've been getting advertisements, corn advertisements for Elsa. I don't know if you've seen any of them or not, but they're AI Elsa. It's like AI frozen, and she's standing there at the screen or whatever when the ad pops up, and sorry guys, the ad pops up and she's like lifting her shirt up and it shows everything. But for whatever reason, the algorithm of the Facebook reel isn't realizing that there's an ad that is pornographic on the app.
It's
And
whatever we search. It's whatever we tend to look up the most. The algorithm will think we're interested in that and show us more of that. And I'm like, no, I don't want to see this shit. I want to see what I'm trying to
yeah,
look
but
for.
I don't yeah, but that doesn't make any sense because I don't look up Elsa.
No,
I don't look
no,
up Disney
no.
on my
Okay,
phone. I don't look up any
so
stuff.
no, it doesn't matter. Like if you're looking up a specific thing, like topic, right? It'll try
Right,
to
but I'm
fuck with
saying
you.
I don't go
It'll
out I don't go out of
right,
my way to look up Disney characters on my
right.
phone. So, like,
So
in fashion or sense of the matter, like, I'm not
right.
going out of my way to, like, look up something.
So if you're like looking up stuff, right? Sometimes the algorithm will throw an ad in there, an appropriate ad to fuck with you. Like it's happened to me. Like
Well,
I'm
it's
literally
because
trying to
I personally believe it's because the algorithm does not understand that that ad is a negative ad. Okay,
right.
the way that these corporations do it, they somehow bypass the AI system on Meta, and it's not recognize the AI system isn't recognizing that advertisement as pornographic or as inappropriate, and the ad still makes its way through. But that's scary because kids use this app. You know what I mean? Kids use
Yeah.
Facebook, kids use Instagram, kids use Snapchat. And we all
Like
know this. We all know
yeah,
that children use these apps.
yeah. So like for
So
me,
why are they
right?
throwing pornographic images up on reels?
I'm
That's
scrolling
not
through
okay.
reels, right? And I'm scrolling through reels, right? And the ads I get that are so fucking annoying. Now I'm getting nonstop calls by them 24/7. Actual phone calls from these people. Saying, "Hey, we want to give you this health care with some. It's kind of like a stimulus, but it's not a stimulus. It's
Mhm. It's government funded healthcare money, but the problem
yeah,
is that a lot of those are scams. A lot of them are scams.
Yeah.
So there are
And
people
I'm
that are
like,
trying to get your phone number and your information that are then going to attack your bank account or attack your social security number or attack some part of your wealth or your net worth to screw you over in that aspect, and that's how they get you. They
yeah,
they get you to click on a link. So basically what they do is they put up a reel, right, for like cheap car insurance or cheap health insurance or cheap whatever insurance, like cheap life insurance sometimes too, cheap home insurance too. I've seen all the ads. And what they do is they make it look like a legitimate ad from a legitimate company, and they're like, "Hey, click on this and we'll help you get the healthcare you need." And somehow Facebook listens into you, like your phone and stuff, like actually listens to you even when it's turned off somehow. I don't understand, but like even the FBI and the CIA have admitted to it that the phones have a nonstop microphone on them. And like you can't even put your phone in the microwave anymore. For like, because back in the day they used to put phones in the microwave or whatever when they would go into a hotel room, when like secret agents would talk to each other, or like big businessmen or like political people would talk. They would put their phones in the microwave because the microwave would block the signal. And that's not possible anymore because phones are so good now, and phones literally have microphones on them now, so they listen to you. And these AI phone systems literally listen to everything you say. So if you say dog food enough or you talk about cat food enough, pretty soon on Facebook, you'll be getting advertisements for cat or dog food. Same thing if you talk about health insurance enough or you talk about having to go to the doctors enough, you're probably going to get health insurance ads because of this. And it's because your phone is always listening. And I know that's crazy. I know it sounds insane, but any one of our viewers can do this at home. You turn off everything. You can even turn your phone off. Turn your phone all the way off, like power it all the way off, and sit there next to your phone and talk about dog food or something weird for like 10 minutes and bring it up every now and then in conversation. Just casually talk about the weird thing that you want your phone to advertise to you. You can do this with your phone on or off, and you will get the same result. Eventually, you will be advertised the exact thing that you're talking about that you never wrote down and you never told anybody. You just had conversations about it in person. How does your phone know that you want to buy that unless it is listening to you on a constant basis?
yeah,
Same thing with Amazon Alexa, guys. If you have an Alexa in your house and you don't think the government's listening to you, you're retarded. I'm sorry. I said what I said. You're retarded if you have an Amazon Alexa and you don't think that that thing is listening to you 24/7. And the only way to make that thing not listen to you is to unplug it and throw it away and get it out of the house, because I'm pretty sure they're just like phones and they have a microphone that is always on. And see, the government was smart with that, man. They pushed devices onto us that we all loved because it made our lives easier. Like Amazon Alexa, you can tell that thing, "Hey, order my shopping list," and it will literally buy your groceries for you and put the order in at Walmart, and you can just go pick it up, and you never had to call Walmart. Alexa did all the work for you. So people
yep,
like that. They're like, "Oh, cool. I don't have to fucking call the grocery store or go on the grocery store app anymore. I just have Alexa save my grocery list and she'll buy my groceries for me, and all I have to do is go pick it up where I tell Alexa to put the order in at." Awesome. But the problem is now Alexa knows your credit card number. Now Alexa knows where you buy your groceries. Now Alexa knows what you eat. Now Alexa knows where you go. Now Alexa knows where your car's driving. Now Alexa knows everything. It has all this data on you. Where do you think that data is going? Do you think it's just sitting there in some database? No, hell no. It's being sold. They're selling your data. We've known this forever. Amazon's really bad at it. They love to use Alexa to get everybody's info, and then they sell all that info to the highest bidder. And the highest bidder is usually people like in different countries because they want your info so that they can send mass ads through emails or mass ads through the mail, and you get all this random junk crap, that like junk mail that you never wanted before. Have you ever like you remember opening up your first email account?
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you ever put your email in at like a random place, at like the grocery store or at like the the, the movie theater or something, to get like a special offer or something,
Mhm.
and then the next day your whole inbox was flooded with spam mail?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because when you give out that information, it doesn't just sit with that company. That company takes that information and then they sell it for like $1 to $10, depending on what information it is. Hospitals are horrible with it. So if you go to the hospital, they're not supposed to give away your medical records, which they probably don't because that's against HIPAA. And HIPAA is a big thing, and people can get in a lot of trouble if they violate HIPAA laws. But basically, hospitals take all your information, like where you live, your cell phone number, your email address, your social security number sometimes, and things like that, and they try to sell that data. Isn't
Yep.
that crazy? Well, guys, anyways, it's getting we're getting kind of far into this. We're at 20 minutes, so I think we should start the videos. Are you ready to start some videos?
Heck yeah, let's go.
Like always, we got to play this one real quick.
This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. No view in this podcast should be taken literal unless one of us says it is our personal opinion. But even so, it is only that, an opinion.
Bismillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. La ilaha illallah.
I'm recording because no one believes me when I say every time I'm about to leave this house, the ghost decides to play.
Babe, I dare you to go in there.
Reverse? It looked like there was a shadow inside here. Look. Right there.
Oh
What is that?
my god.
That's someone in there.
Bro, that's scary as fuck.
Eres una pequeña, ven para acá. Ven, acércate tú, yo no voy a ir contigo. Ven. Ven, pequeña. Si eres un demonio que está aquí en este momento, te pido y te ordeno que te vayas de este lugar. Acércate, pequeña, ven.
I don't understand what was happening in the last part of the video. Like the very last video, the lady that was yelling in Spanish at the little girl, like what was going on? Like there was like weird growling noises, but I didn't see anything.
The little girl probably was growling and possessed or something. And ladies screaming at her in Spanish was telling her to knock it the fuck off or something.
The one with the dog kennels actually scared me. Like that freaked me out. And the one like before, the very first one with the guy walking through the building and then that chair gets pulled or whatever, like even if that's on a string and it's fake, that would still scare the ever living hell out of me if somebody did that to me, or if that
And
happened
just
to me and it
think,
was paranormal.
just think, we're paranormal investigators and we don't get scared that easily. That would definitely scare the fuck out of us. We'd be running out of the building quick.
That would make me poo myself, man. I don't want to poo myself.
We just came down on something pretty hard right there.
Using a core drill, they bored down and discovered something unexpected 11 feet down. Sand.
We're gonna be able to lower this down just like a snake
They lower a camera down to see what they've hit.
Into the earth.
Nice and slow.
All right, here we go. Keep her steady. We're approaching the bottom. Right. Whoa, that's it. That's shiny. That's stone. Holy, that is stone.
Are we on the top of the chamber?
The brothers may have just found the legendary secret room of the Goshen Tunnel.
Rick. Hey, guys.
Good to see you.
They bring their discovery to Rick Lynch.
Yes.
I heard you got some new news.
We do. I think you're gonna like it.
As a member of Jim Whittall's field team, Rick has been present at multiple excavations throughout New England. They hope that he can help them interpret their findings.
We decided to bring in a geoprobe.
Okay.
At 10 feet down, we hit something hard.
That's a. How does that add up to giants?
They probably like where they found was probably the top where found, I guess. I don't know.
Oh man, you cut out real bad there. What'd you say?
That probably okay. So what they found was probably like the top of a structure where giants were living at.
That's what it looked like. Yeah, it looked like they found like some kind of chamber in the ground because it was like encased in stone or concrete of some kind.
I was watching Reels when I heard the knocking when I asked, "Who are you?" Then, in reply, I heard my own voice.
Hey, go on. Mama? Ngon cháu.
That's the last thing you should ever do to a mimic is respond back.
Yeah, you don't talk to them. That's just giving them energy. You're giving that spirit, that mimic energy.
And then they won't go away. Especially if you open the door. That means they're invited.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm not cool with that.
What's the CIA's most disturbing experiment? They took people coming in for just normal appointments against their will, do this thing called psychic driving, and they would give them massive, prolonged doses of LSD. In some cases, tape their eyes open and play these videos in front of their face all the time. They thought it was going to reprogram their brain somehow. But what happened was a lot of the people had to learn how to walk again. They couldn't control their bladder. They had to learn how to control their urine. Some of them lost 30, 40 years of memories from their life. And these were people who checked into a clinic for like anxiety, and this was funded by MK Ultra, and it was in Canada, and it's so well known. Even the Canadian government paid the people's families who just got wrecked because of this thing.
Jeez. Oh my goodness. So they go into a clinic to get help for anxiety or some mental disorder they're having, and then unknowingly they get dosed up with LSD by the government. and it's so bad that like they can't walk, they can't control their bladders, they basically become inhumane, and that's insane. Like I've never heard that before. Like, and that definitely sounds like some MK Ultra like stuff. Screw that.
We have a comment from Charlie Girl 33 from Twitch saying that was terrifying, and I believe she was referring to the video before the one you just played, which you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. It is terrifying. Mimics are no joke, especially when it comes to like trying to fuck with you.
Just any part of a mimic, man. I don't want anything to do with a mimic.
Me either.
Or any ghost for that matter. I mean, could you imagine running into a banshee? Screw that.
You know the Mars theory? That there's aliens on Mars? Nah, there's a theory that Mars was the original planet that humans were from. Okay. Then something happened that we all had to fly to another planet and live on. There used to be like civilization that lived on Mars. Now back this. On Mars, there's an element on the periodic table called xenon. Xenon on Earth is only found, this is crazy, is only found after a nuclear explosion. No. Oh, that's not even the sickle mode button. I said no. What the hell? And it goes hand in hand now. What if on Mars there was a nuclear warfare, destroyed the whole planet, but people were able to escape just in time? Landed on Earth, and they had to restart from nothing. So we are the aliens. We're the aliens. What the hell? Yeah. It's real shit. Like, this element's called xenon. It's prominent after nuclear explosion.
So Mars is filled with xenon, which would mean that possibly nuclear war happened on Mars, and that at one point in time humans or some kind of life form was living on Mars, and they blew themselves to hell with nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
I've heard that theory before. That's an interesting one.
So have I.
They're called Menehune, this Hawaiian cryptid. There's a story. Basically, this dude rides a bike through this old stone wall ruins area. Over the wall's edge, he just hears voices. He's like, it's really weird that there would be someone over in this area. And so he stops and he looks over and he describes these like human-ish 2 to 3 foot tall Menehune speaking in some language he doesn't understand. He steps on a twig. They see him and just disappear into the jungle. And then they ask him, can you like describe for us what the voices sound like? It sounds ridiculous. Play the next clip. Tell me this isn't the same creature. You guys remember this?
Yes, your sounds.
Guys,
That sounded.
It's very. They sounds like the same thing.
We know so little of what's happening.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Inner Earth? UFO sightings around caves. A lot of giants going into caves.
That underground highway?
Yeah. It would make sense if there was creatures
real.
living in this other place.
Doesn't it say in the Bible that they come up out of the earth?
Yeah.
I'm so scared right now.
Marty, I'm scared. Oh, I lost crew. Anyways, that's the Menehune. I want nothing to do with that. That sounds like some crazy small like almost demon-like creature. Some kind of like tiny Sasquatch. It's a Menehune. What happened? You disappeared on me, bro.
Disconnection issue for a second.
I got you. What about the Menehune?
It's a cryptid.
You want to be around a Menehune?
No, I'm good. I there's certain cryptids I will not go near.
Why is that?
They're creepy as fuck.
He's just not into the creepy ones.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like Dogman or or what's the other one in Mexico? Chupacabra. Yeah, Dogman. I mean, the Dogman stories are crazy. We'll have to do an episode on Dogman.
Whatever I talk. What's next?
So I'm going to point out this for a second. That one part of the scene, right, when Ash won the monarch in the anime, became the monarch of the entire Pokemon world, the strongest Pokemon trainer in the world. They took that part of the scene out of red and blue.
Why? Do you know
Because they
why?
don't. Because blue is Gary, red is Ash in the anime.
Right.
But they don't want to introduce red and blue in the anime. So
Understandable.
they took that part of the scene out.
Yeah, so the Pokemon stuff, man, it's always interesting to me because we grew up with that as kids, and it's still continuing. It still just keeps continuing. So I'm interested to see how far Pokemon goes.
Me too.
Ash Ketchum isn't real.
Now they're doing a Pokemon Legends ZA game that refers to 6th gen.
I saw that. That looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. I really want to play it, but I wish it was open world. It's kind of sad that it's not as open as it looked at first.
It's supposed to be an open world game.
No, if you look it up, it's not open world. It's it's very so the graphics are really, really good, and it looks like it's an open world game, but you basically have to follow a path.
Ash Ketchum isn't real. He's a clone.
What?
He's a clone of Red.
Red, like the OG character in the game?
The greatest trainer of all time, Red. There's a reason Red never talks. He went through some crazy trauma. Because at least Red ages throughout the games. But Ash stays the same age forever.
Yeah, it's been over 20 years and he's still a kid.
I mean, think about it. Red came first. And if Oak wanted to create the greatest trainer ever, he had to take a body from somewhere. He's the only one with the technology to do it. And who's the first person Ash meets on his journey that's in his own town?
Professor Oak.
Oak's the greatest professor, scientist in the entire Pokemon world. And he lives right next door to Ash Ketchum, who just so happens to not know who his father is.
Yeah, the reason why he doesn't have a dad is because he wasn't born. He was created.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, I have too.
I have heard that one before, yeah, but I've also heard that that Oak is possibly Ash's father. That
There's also a
Oak
possibility that Giovanni could be his dad too.
Yeah, because of the hair. That's what a lot of people went into, is that Giovanni would be a good one for Ash's biological father. And also, like, his mother apparently was pretty close with Team Rocket at one point.
And then they also speculate that Delia, Ash Ketchum's mom, is green, and Ash Ketchum's dad is red.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but you were just lying to us about this, that, and the other thing. And now I'm supposed to believe you're one of the good guys. You're one of the straight shooters now.
Yeah.
Well, getting back to the original point.
Mark Zuckerberg. So Mark Zuckerberg, owner of wonderful Facebook, and Meta, or whatever you want to call it. I guess Meta is the entire corporation. That guy totally switched up when Donald Trump got back in office, and we all know it. He switched up to save his own butt. He knew that he was going to be investigated probably, and he also knew that Facebook was doing a lot of censorship. And
Yep.
Trump isn't really standing for the censorship crap anymore. Regardless if you like the man or not, he's not standing up for internet, or he's not going to stand for internet censorship. So Zuck completely changed up. I don't really like Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm not a big fan of his
Seems like
either.
he seems like a sneaky little snake.
You say one wrong thing on Facebook in the comment section or post, you get a Facebook jail. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
I said one thing that was not even wrong, and I'm getting put in
Yep.
Facebook jail?
That's why you gotta hold your tongue on Facebook.
Right.
What'd you say? They got you banned. Well, don't say it, but what was
No,
it like?
I'll just
Was
say
it
this.
horrible?
I was
Or was it just like
I was talking shit to one of my friends, like I normally do. I was just stirring the pot with him because he's an idiot, and he knows it. He even admitted that he's an idiot a lot. So I literally said one, like, the smallest thing. I was just talking shit, and I get put in Facebook jail. I'm like, what the fuck?
I called my brother. I called my own brother on Facebook a whiny bitch, and I got a Facebook ban for a day. So yes, Facebook really does ban people for stupid stuff. My own brother. I was just screwing around with my own brother, and I got a ban from Facebook for a day. I couldn't, like, they banned me from messages. I couldn't message anybody for a day. I couldn't comment on statuses. I couldn't message anybody for an entire day because I called my own brother, who we share the same last name. I called him a whiny bitch. So yeah, Mark Zuckerberg put me in Facebook jail for calling my own brother a bitch. Oh well. I want to see a blood moon.
Me
Blood
too.
moons are cool. Last one we had, what was that, 2 years ago or was that a year ago? I don't remember if they
I don't
happen
remember.
every year or not.
Yeah, but rare
But
blood
blood
moon
moons are
are
cool.
very interesting.
Spraying fart spray in my husband's inflatable suit.
Hey, why are you laughing?
That's what you get for eating my snacks.
Open it! Oh, we're going!
I keep seeing those videos all over TikTok. And I know that most of those are staged, but that one looked real. And
So,
there is
okay,
fart spray. I've
you know
seen
that
stuff
one
before, and it was-
dude who's engaged to this Hispanic chick who has like uh he, she has like 2 kids with him, but uh she has a kid with a different dude, but he basically like always tries to get money from both his stepdad and his mom.
I think so.
That's them in that video.
Yeah. That's funny.
And
That's
they be
horrible.
cracking me up all the fucking time. Like, I'm like, damn, that's funny. I gotta
They're
put
funny.
that on here for tonight.
A lot of these TikTok creators are pretty cool. Like I like a lot of them, and then there's some of them that irritate me. But most of the people that are on TikTok make cool videos. That's why I would have been ticked off if the TikTok ban would have actually happened. I would have been really pissed off.
Stealth or strength? Why not both? In Assassin's Creed Shadows, 2 assassins mean 2 ways to play. Nawe is all about stealth, slipping past enemies, striking from the shadows, and mastering agility with tools like Hidden Blade and Smoke Bomb. But Yasuke is the opposite. He's a powerhouse, a samurai, smashing through enemies with heavy strikes and raw strength. Switch between their unique styles, Nawe for precision and Yasuke for power, and tackle missions your way. Sneak or smash? What's your move?
I'm so excited to play that new one.
The new Assassin's Creed game looks fire. I would love to actually be able to play the new Assassin's Creed game. I haven't been playing very many video games lately. I kind of got burnt out on video games. I've basically taken a whole month's hiatus off of video games. I haven't touched video games in a month.
The last Assassin's Creed game I played was Valhalla, and that was phenomenal.
Julie says there's blood solar eclipses coming up on the 14th. At least that's what she believes.
It's been talked about, and I'm prepared for it. I am prepared for it.
I love eclipses. Eclipses are some of the coolest things you can ever see.
Most people don't know about the Grand Canyon's greatest and darkest conspiracy. They hide that conspiracy in plain sight. It's rife with Egyptian artifacts and geology. Where's the evidence for such outlandish claims, you may ask? The national park took a page out of Egyptian mythology when they named the formations. After a short little hike from the North Rim, you can catch a glimpse of Juno Temple, Jupiter Temple, Apollo Temple, and Osiris's Temple. Would I find evidence myself of such outrageous claims? The true story of a civilization now lost. The artifacts that they found at the Grand Canyon had an Egyptian origin. They found shrines, they found mummies, they found gold, they found temples. This information has been suppressed by the Smithsonian. What exactly are they hiding? It doesn't stop there either. 1920s, when the Grand Canyon was going to go from a monument to a national park, President Harding went on a voyage of understanding trip to try and understand what exactly was going on at these national parks. He couldn't quite understand. It was on this very trip that he died. His illness was treated with arsenic. Was he treated or poisoned or assassinated for trying to understand what was the Grand Canyon and its Egyptian artifacts? As I was getting to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, I felt like I was getting closer to the bottom of solving this riddle of what the Grand Canyon really was. There must be some Egyptian mythology hidden in the no-fly zones on the map. There are so many places in the Grand Canyon that are banned to the public or you can't even go to. If you veer off course, the authorities will come and get you. And there's even places in the Grand Canyon that's forbidden to drink water from. The forbidden fountain of youth, or to taste the tree of knowledge. It was in the 1920s. The government coincidentally decided they wanted to survey the Colorado River in the Grand Canyon. And coincidentally, on this infamous boating expedition, President Harding passed away, and they named a rapid after him to send a signal they would control the narrative of the Grand Canyon. There are far too many coincidences for the Grand Canyon and what happened in the 1920s when they covered it up. Egyptian artifacts and temples? Could these all just be theories? Just conspiracies? Or maybe the Grand Canyon is just what it is. A great, grand, beautiful place.
Or maybe they're hiding a ton of shit in the Grand Canyon and we're not allowed to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done thought about that forever. I've done heard the stories. I heard the stories years ago about the supposed gold in the Grand Canyon, the Egyptian artifacts and the mummies and everything else. A couple an explorer that, and he actually mentioned the guy's name. I don't ever remember the dude's name. That guy actually remembered his name and mentioned it. But this explorer found a cavern and explored it and found mummies and gold and Egyptian hieroglyphs. And then the Smithsonian supposedly blocked all that off and got government authority to turn the Grand Canyon into a complete national park. And as we all know, in the National Park Services, the national parks make up their own laws. They
Ain't that the
basically
truth?
have supreme reign over that land. So if they don't want you to go somewhere, you're not going there. If they don't want you there, you're not going there. Trust me. And it's not happening.
Yep.
So how do you feel about the Egyptian Grand Canyon connection?
I believe it. It's all alleged right now, but I believe it.
That it's legitimate, but at the same time, it's hard to know for a fact if there was actually an ancient Egyptian connection all the way from Egypt to America, specifically the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
That's a pretty long distance. So, are we talking portals, or did a select group of Egyptians travel the world? I don't know, man. It's interesting.
When I was 18 to 23, I hit it so hard. I never looked like you. I never was jacked.
You
but
look
I was
good during the Zohan.
pretty good. That was as good as I can get. And I naturally had a little something going on when I was real, like the college years, but that now it's fucking rough. My one daughter, Sadie's always saying, "Why would you ever give that up? Why did you stop?" I was like, it's a lot of work. Yeah, but didn't you like the way you felt? Yeah, well, you should do that. Get that feeling back and stuff like that. But I just can't jump in there.
Well, you got to get better the same way you got sick. The whole thing is just not overdoing it in the beginning. Start slow, where it's maintainable, and then slowly build up. That's the key. The thing is, like, people try to go too hard, like, oh my God, I'm out of shape. I'm going to run fucking 10 miles, then I'm going to lift weights. And then you're too tired. You're so fucking sore in the morning, like, I can't keep this up. The whole key is just give your body enough where it's pushing it, but it's not exhausted. You're not breaking your body down.
Wise words from the wonderful Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah.
Being healthy, man, is definitely something that I think all Americans can work on. When you live in America, fast food is way too easy to get. And a lot of people eat fast food. And a lot of people eat fast food daily. And a lot of people eat fast food weekly. And a lot of people eat fast food monthly. So you have to understand that industry is gigantic. And I think America actually has the record right now for like the most obese people in the world. Like America, like we're all fat. Like a lot of us are just fat. You know what I mean? Like we just eat all the time. And it's because fast food is everywhere. It's literally everywhere. That's why I'm really interested to see what Robert F. Kennedy's going to do in office. Because he's all about make America healthy again or whatnot. So I'm wondering what this dude's going to do. Is he going to try to ban like certain fast foods? Is he going to try to ban ingredients that go into fast foods? Is he going to try to ban preservatives? What's going to happen? This is going to be an interesting 4 years, brother. This is going to be an interesting 4 years.
We have another spam comment.
I saw it. I'm not even going to mention those comments anymore because there's just bots. They're just bots trying to sell views, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. If you're good at what you do, you don't need to buy views. And if you buy views, you're cheating the system. So, and plus,
Exactly.
like, how pathetic would it be to buy views? Like, I never understood that. There's people that buy views on TikTok. There's people that buy views on like Facebook Reels. There's people that buy views on Instagram stuff. There's no point in buying views. If you have to buy views, that means your content sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Either A, your content sucks, or B, you're blacklisted. You're shadow banned. Nobody's seeing your stuff. So
Yep.
buying views doesn't help your case. And if you get found out buying views on any platform, you can actually get banned from the platform itself because buying views is considered fraud.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's very interesting, but yeah, no, screw those bot commenters. I hate it. I freaking hate it.
This massive building was heavily damaged as severe storms raked the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area Tuesday morning. The warehouse for Benjamin Moore Paints partially collapsed as high winds and a suspected tornado hit Louisville. The debris buried semi-trailers and other vehicles nearby, and metal sheeting was thrown across the huge parking lot. First responders were on the scene, but there were no immediate reports of injuries.
Tornadoes are crazy, man. Like I watched some tornado videos the other day on stream, and have you ever seen a fire nado?
No,
A literal tornado that catches on fire?
I have not.
Bro, they caught a recent one, I believe, unless it was AI, they caught a recent one in California during the wildfires. And then the one that I know about that everybody knows about is the one that happened in Australia a while ago that we have clear good footage of these firefighters that are videoing this funnel, this sandstorm funnel that goes over into a wildfire and turns into a giant fire rotating tornado. Now, if that's not scary, I don't know what the hell is. A giant fire nado. Like the only thing worse than that would be a shark fire nado. Like shark fire nado. Let's make that a movie. Did you ever see the Sharknado films?
Yeah, I watched them all, but I'm like, yeah, this is stupid.
Yes, they're trash, but they're funny. That's the whole point of them being trash, is because they're funny.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
So I can tell you for a fact that the screams in that video are laid on. Like that's separate audio from a different clip. I've heard it in multiple other videos on TikTok and on Facebook. But I can tell you that a lot of those videos are real footage of storms. I don't know whether that's actually happening in the UK or not, but because I haven't heard about that. But those videos of storm compilation that we just saw, those were ridiculous. Could you imagine standing inside of a house and seeing the rain whipping by you that fast and being able to like basically see the wind and how fast the wind is going? Like, can you imagine how much your house is shaking violently at that point? Just, oh my god. There's a chance that your house gets ripped right off the freaking foundation and you go flying with it.
Right.
Hell nuts. Oh my goodness. Screw that. It's like being in your house during a tornado. And we're from the Midwest, so we know what tornadoes do. We've
Oh
seen
yeah.
them. I've seen tornadoes. I don't know if you've seen tornadoes, but I've seen tornadoes up
Mhm.
close, and they're scary. They're freaky. On to the next
The
thing.
Yankees could be without two of their biggest stars for the entirety of 2025. Both Garrett Cole and Giancarlo Stanton are sidelined with potential season-ending injuries, two of their biggest contributors during their run of the 2024 World Series. Cole had an MRI done earlier today after it was reported late last night that he had experienced serious elbow pain after a start on Thursday where he surrendered 6 runs. Cole himself said that he is concerned, but still has some hope as he waits for the experts to weigh in. Stanton, on the other hand, has been dealing with tennis elbow for the entirety of spring training in both elbows. He's set to receive his second set of PRP injections on Monday in New York, and it was reported today that he called the situation around his injury severe. He's attributed it to bad adjustments last season, and if surgery is needed, it would be season-ending. Both of these would be absolutely detrimental to the Yankees' 2025 season. This video is sponsored by BetUS.
That is some really bad luck for the Yankees, and that also just sounds like their season might be over before it even starts.
Yeah. And I'm a huge Yankees fan.
Oh,
So
poor
so I feel for them.
you.
I feel for them.
Poor you, crew. I don't really care about baseball.
I love
But
baseball.
that's
Baseball's a good relaxing moment.
I can only care about baseball if I'm actually at the baseball game. If the game is on TV, I can't watch it. I think it's boring. If I'm at the game, of course I can watch it. That's a different experience.
Oh
But if
yeah.
I'm watching
And
it
I've
on
been to a bunch.
TV at home, I am so bored. Oh yeah, no, I've been to Royals games. I've been to the minor leagues games too, and I've been to a Cardinals game. So I've been to some baseball games. I love like I love going to the actual game. I hate watching it on TV. It's the most boring sport in the world besides not baseball, besides bowling to watch on TV. You could not get me to watch bowling to save my life. Or golf. I'll play golf. Like if you want to go play golf, sure, I'll go play some golf with you. But I ain't watching that shit on TV.
2025 is going to be crazy, part 3. So, I just want to start off by saying 2025 is going to be a special year, because 2025 is a perfect square year. Yeah, I know it might sound a bit nerdy, but the last time this happened was in 1936, and we won't get another perfect square year again till 2116. Next, for TV shows coming out in 2025, we have Squid Game Season 3, which is wild because Squid Game Season 2 just came out, and we also have Stranger Things Season 5. Both of these will be the final season of each show. For movies coming out in 2025, we have a live-action Lilo and Stitch. I can't forget we have a new Smurfs movie coming out, and we also have a new Karate Kid movie coming out. 2025 will be one to remember.
That Lilo and Stitch film that's coming out. Did you see the Super Bowl commercial for it?
Mm-hmm.
That was so freaking funny when they had Stitch
Right.
on the field running around. Oh my god, that was awesome. That was I think that was my favorite part of the Super Bowl this year. Was the Stitch commercial. Was the Lilo and Stitch commercial. And the other stuff I don't really care too much about. What are your thoughts on some of the videos that were in there?
I'm excited to see the new Karate Kid.
Are you?
I'm definitely excited to see the new Lilo and Stitch film. Uh, Squid Game Season 3, that's gonna look dope.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'd rather watch baseball in person too. I can't
Yeah, me
stand to
too.
watch it on TV.
And as for Stranger Things Season 5, I'm still iffy about it.
Stranger Things was a good TV show. I only watched the first season and then like half of the second season, so I don't know, but it was good. And then my wife watched the whole series.
Mm.
So if they come out with another one, I know she's gonna watch it.
Right.
And my kid, my kiddo is absolutely obsessed with the Demogorgon. It's his favorite horror like villain.
Mm.
On to the next one.
I pointed my telescope at Saturn. This is the result.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish I had a badass telescope. They just cost so much money, man. But if you got a cool telescope, if you got a good one, you can get some pretty high def images of planets and stars and galaxies and nebulas, and that's like the coolest shit in the world. And you can even like if you get a good enough telescope, man, you can zoom in on the ISS and take perfect pictures of the International Space Station. So with telescopes, man, since the Earth's flat and we live in a firmament, what how do telescopes work?
I've tried figuring that out my entire life, man. I can't explain it.
Yeah, so maybe the Earth's round then, homie?
It's flat.
I'm just screwing with you, crew.
I know.
Holy moly. All right. Holy shit.
Tornado, massive tornado.
That's a gosh darn nader.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing in that situation if you're in those storms? Are you running? You hiding? You getting in your house? You finding shelter? What are you doing? You going outside drinking a beer and watching like the normal Midwestern does?
Yep.
What are you doing?
I'm drinking a beer, watching the storm unfold.
Like a normal Midwestern. You going out to the
Yep.
porch and preparing to die with a Budweiser in your hand.
Yep.
Far more sinister is what's buried deep within Project 2025, which any person who sends their child to public school should care about. They want to mandate that all students in schools receiving federal funding must complete the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. In plain English, that's a military entrance exam. If you flip to page 134 of the 900-page Project 2025 manifesto, you'll read this proposal, and I quote, "To improve military recruiters' access to secondary schools and require the completion of the Armed Services and Vocational Aptitude Battery, the military entrance examination, by all students in schools that receive federal funding." And guess who would be exempt from that requirement, since they don't get federal funds? Private school kids. You feel me now?
You see, You see what Julie wrote?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always been around, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I still don't know about all this Project 2025 crap, okay? Trump says he has nothing to do with it. Everybody else is saying yes, he does. I feel like it's a Democratic psyop. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't trust either side. I don't trust either party. And to be quite honest, I can't really talk on the board of education or whatever, the education department, but I know there's a lot of waste and a lot of fraud. So if we're wasting and we're doing a lot of fraud, then there's probably a lot more going on than just that. You know what I mean? And that stuff
Oh yeah.
needs to be taken care of. It needs to be looked at. I'm not saying it's a good thing that some of these things are happening or are going to be tried to be pushed through, because nobody wants the negative part of it to get to happen. It's horrible for the children, and like certain parts of it I've heard, like part of getting rid of the Department of Education's funds would take away from IEPs and 504s, which would be really bad for kids with mental health issues, and would be really bad for kids that have trauma based problems, because those things help those children. And if the Department of Education doesn't have the funds to provide those programs, then the kids are who suffer. It doesn't matter if you're trying to save money or not. Those children are suffering because of that. That's my personal opinion.
When he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, "Come." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. Its rider's name was Death, and Hades followed him. And they were given power over a fourth of the earth to kill with sword, with famine, with pestilence, and by wild beasts of the earth. This rider personifies death in its various forms, followed by Hades, the place of the dead.
So at the beginning of that video, that storm has been seen in Tennessee. And I'm like, what the heck is that?
Is that real though? Because that looks like it might be AI.
I don't know. I found a bunch of videos of the same video, right?
Right.
It's a portal inside of a storm.
But I'm wondering if it's AI generated. I'm not sure.
Who knows?
Top 10 must-watch movies of 2025 so far. At number 10, My Fault London, the sequel we've all been waiting for. At 9, Bad Genius, a high-stakes thriller that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Coming in at 8, Companion, sci-fi horror with a chilling twist. At 7, Paddington in Peru. Everyone's favorite bear is back for another adventure. Number 6, Grafted, a mind-bending thriller with a unique concept. At 5, Love Hurts, a romantic drama that'll hit you right in the feels. Number 4, One of Them Days, comedy and chaos rolled into one. At 3, Parthenope, a visually stunning film you don't want to miss. Number 2, The Gorge, an intense action-packed love story. And at number 1, Mickey 17-Bong Joon-ho's sci-fi epic starring Robert Pattinson. Which one are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments.
I haven't heard about any of those, so I don't know
I
about any
have.
of them.
I have. Paddington in Peru, I heard was pretty good. I'm not a big Paddington fan, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Companion's pretty good. Love Hurts is really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those. I might have to check them out at some point. I haven't seen any of them though. The Paddington Bear movies my kiddo wants to watch, so I'll probably end up watching them at some point.
I have not seen something like this.
Location. Look at where we are right now.
Wow, just gorgeous. Bless America. Holy cow.
So that just makes me like, that one does look real. It does look real, but like, what is that? Why is there light inside of the nadir or whatever it is? Like, they call it a swarm. What does that mean? Do we even know?
Probably a portal.
A portal of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of energy all together.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting. Did you see that trampoline go flying down the road?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Julie said she's heard of the Paddington Bear, but not the other ones. Yeah, I haven't seen any of them, Julie, so don't feel bad.
Donald Trump is suggesting that we have a purge. And people are cheering and clapping for it. At one of his rallies, he just suggested that in order to deter crime and to bring down crime, we should have a really rough day. Put a guy like Mike Kelly, Congressman Mike Kelly, in charge. And I guess he has a team, I presume police force or military or whatever the case. But I'm sure there'll be some militia groups as well. You know which ones. To just be really harsh. It'll be so bad. A really violent day to bring down crime. I've always thought it was interesting when, you know, art mimicked reality, right? Like based on true stories, things of that nature. But it's kind of worrisome when reality starts to mimic art. I've always said that Project 2025 put in mind for me and America from The Handmaid's Tale. The subjugation of women, a ruling class, dictating class, pretty much enslaved people, out of control police force, military. But now he's suggesting the purge. The purge. It's spooky, real spooky.
Okay, that man needs to stop doing whatever drugs he's doing. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Donald Trump ain't talking about doing no purge. That would be
Well, if
like
he was, I'm
nationwide.
definitely intrigued.
That would be nationwide news. That would
Right.
be like news on like that would be headlines at the top of every magazine in the entire world, every newspaper in the entire world. It would be on national news headlines. That shit would never happen. Can't
Well,
fly.
if it
If it
did, I'm
did
signing
happen,
up.
they would
I'm
need multiple.
signing up.
Don't say that. You get yourself in
No,
trouble. You're just kidding,
I'll
right?
wear
You're
my purge
kidding.
mask. I'll wear my purge mask. Walk around with my baseball bat. Just have fun. Like
Bro,
just wear
bro,
my purge
bro,
outfit.
you die in 2 seconds. Bro, if the purge actually happened, all the gangsters would come out. You'd die in 2 seconds. Somebody would come out and just pop you once. You'd only have a baseball bat, and somebody would walk out with a weapon that was of a higher caliber, and boom, you're done. You're donezo. So yeah, no, purge not a fun idea. Somebody always has a bigger weapon. Somebody could always take over. Somebody could always harm you or your family. Not a very fun idea.
Right.
Very scary, actually, and I would never want anything like to happen. And I think that guy for making that video, honestly, that man should have never have made that video unless he had hardcore proof or evidence of what he was saying, because that is fear-based mongering. That is like saying, "Oh, because y'all put Donald Trump in office, now the purge is going to happen and people are going to die just because people are going to be unalived just because, basically, because it needs to happen one night out of the year. That's ridiculous. That's never going to happen. The Purge is a horror film. I don't think that's going to become a reality. I don't think that's a possibility even for it to become a reality. I think that's absurd.
Yep.
Just my personal opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's perfectly fine, and that goes for anybody, not just crew, but anybody. My opinion's my opinion, your opinion's your opinion, and we can still be friends even if we have differing opinions.
Mhm.
If you think Antarctica is just ice and penguins, you gotta hear this. Trust me. From ancient fossils to aliens, this icy desert is full of secrets. First up, a massive lake buried under miles of ice. Lake Vostok is like nature's secret underground club. It's been isolated for millions of years, teeming with unknown bacteria. Crazy, right? Next, the mysterious Blood Falls. No, it's not some horror movie set. It's a waterfall that looks like it's bleeding, thanks to iron-rich water. It's like Mother Nature's metal concert. Hold up, we've got ancient pyramids too. Some scientists believe these formations hint at a lost civilization. Others say it's just natural rock formations. Either way, it's wild to think about. And the ultimate head-scratcher, the Antarctic anomalies. Strange magnetic readings that have UFO enthusiasts buzzing. Some even say there's an ancient city down there. Cue the X-Files theme. Before we drop the last jaw-dropping fact, don't forget to subscribe to the 1001 Interesting Facts channel. Stay curious, folks. Okay.
And then they don't even drop the last fact.
Right.
That's stupid. But I'll tell you what it is he completely forgot about the ice wall. So
Yeah.
we should talk about that.
There's the flat.
You know all about the ice wall.
Yes, and we'll get in a topic on that sometime this season. We'll probably do another ice wall episode.
Yeah, we will. I like to humor you, and I like to learn about flat Earth because, I don't think it's stupid, but I think Hollow Earth is more fitting. And I heard that there's literally people that believe both that the Earth is flat and it's hollow. How does that work? Wouldn't the Earth have to be round if it was hollow?
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know, man. It's weird.
There are 3 places in the world which are really lacking in investigation right now. One of them is the Amazon, 5.5 million square kilometers, very little archaeology done. Another is the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert, tough place to work. I can understand why there's little archaeology done there, but the Sahara Desert was green during the Ice Age. It had a completely different climate regime. We should consider the possibility that missing parts of the human story are there. And then under the continental shelves, because sea level rose 400 feet. These are 3 domains that archaeology has largely not investigated.
Yeah, because there's too much in the Amazon to investigate. There's too much. There's too much. And in the Amazon rainforest, did you know that like yearly they find a new tribe? Like almost yearly, they find a new untouched, untold tribe that knows nothing about the real world, and they live amongst the Amazon. So that's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
As crazy as that is. So yeah, no, the Amazon is too big for us to actually put our archaeologists there, and then with the possibility of them getting unalived by animals or unalived by other humans.
Like cannibalistic tribes. Like, have you ever
Yeah.
seen the Green Inferno?
Yeah, man. Or like there's real instances of tribes that are cannibalistic.
Like, okay, Green Inferno for a second, right? If anybody's ever seen that movie, it's based about this college, this group that goes to this college, right? And they go to somewhere in South America, and they come across a cannibalistic tribe.
Well, there's a movie, a very famous movie that actually got banned for a while. I believe you can find it now, but it's probably still pretty hard to find. You can probably find it on the internet pretty easy. But that's Cannibal Holocaust. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's about a group of people that go to an island that's filled with cannibals, and they end up getting eaten by the cannibals. And the movie was done so well that a lot of the actors had PTSD from it, and the director told all the actors that they were not allowed to come out of hiding for like half a year after the movie came out, which really freaked out people because then people thought that these people really got eaten by cannibals. So it was like a really big like scandal slash prank back in the day, and
Right.
it's very gruesome, I guess. And yeah, I guess like there was some controversy that possibly real human bones were used on the set and some other things. And it freaked a lot of people out. So that's a real thing. Cannibals are definitely a real thing. No, thank you. I don't want none.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. Right. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow.
Sounds about right.
Cat Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Anything with cat in it, man. Any meme with cat in it is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is scary. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but there's a theory. Well, it's more like a religious theory. I saw this TikTok, and he was a preacher, right? He was saying, what if God is actually water? Look, watch this.
What if water is God?
Then that would mean God is both in us and all around us. That God is both above and below us. Why a woman's water breaks when we're born.
Crazy, right? But wait, that's not it. You know how we say God is everything, right? In this sense, like everything around us is what? It's water. There's water in the air that we can't see. There's water inside you. There's water inside me. There's water in every single thing that lives. Now, when there's a lack of water, if you look at a desert, if you look at a wasteland, right, what is there usually? Death. Death because of lack of water. And it's very hot, like hell. And now check this out. In the Bible, when Jesus said he was tempted by the devil, where was he? In the desert. He was looking for water.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
Could water be God?
Right.
That's a trip.
Two forbidden places us normal people aren't allowed to go. North Sentinel Island, located in the North Indian Ocean, approximately 700 miles from mainland India. This isolated island is home to the infamous Sentinelese tribe, who are completely hidden from modern society. The tribe is known for aggressively defending their land against outsiders. In the 1960s, Indian officials attempted peaceful contact by offering coconuts and other supplies, which the tribe initially accepted. However, this was the last recorded instance of them showing any openness to the outside world. Since then, there have been 6 documented cases of people disappearing after attempting to visit the island. Snake Island, located off the coast of Brazil, is one of the most dangerous places on Earth. This island is completely off limits to the public, and for good reason. It's home to thousands of golden lancehead vipers, one of the most venomous snakes in the world. Their venom is so powerful, it can melt human flesh, and some say there's 1 snake per square meter. The Brazilian government has completely banned visitors, except for scientists with special permission. Legend has it that the last lighthouse keeper and his family were killed by the snakes, solidifying Snake Island's reputation as a place no normal person will ever step foot on.
How did the snakes get to Snake Island?
I don't know.
Like, did they have to get there? Or were they born there? Like, I don't understand how the snakes got to that island.
I don't know.
That's very confusing. I'm staying away from Snake Island.
I'm staying away from Snake Island and Sentinel Island.
Yeah, I don't want to get eaten by cannibals.
What? Why? You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem.
Freaking Cat Williams, man.
Right.
Hey everybody, I'm Peter Griffin, and I'm here to introduce you to my crazy family and friends. So, let's get started, shall we? This is my wife, Lois. She's the one who keeps me in line. Well, she tries anyway. She's smart, kind, and way out of my league. That's my daughter, Meg. She's Meg. She gets picked on a lot, but she's got a good heart, I guess. Don't ask her about her life, because she'll never stop talking. Here's my son, Chris. He's a little slow, but he's a good kid. He loves drawing and eating a lot. Oh, and you can't forget about Stewie, my baby boy. He's a little evil genius, always plotting something. I think he wants to kill me, but he's so darn cute. And last but not least, our talking dog, Brian. He's smarter than all of us combined, loves martinis, and thinks he's a writer or something. He also likes hitting on Lois, so watch it, buddy. My good buddy Cleveland lives down the street. He's got his own spin-off show, but he's still around. He's a real nice guy with a smooth voice. Cleveland's ex-wife, Loretta. She was around for a while, but things didn't go so well with them, if you know what I mean. Then there's Quagmire, our neighbor. He's, let's just say he's got a lot of energy. Giggity, giggity. And this is Joe. He's a cop, tough as nails, and he's got a wheelchair, but don't let that fool you. He can kick anyone's butt. Tom Tucker is our local news anchor. Always got a weird grin on his face. And a voice that's just, I don't know, announcery. His mustache has more personality than he does. Tom's co-anchor, Diane Simmons, was always trying to make him look bad on air. But, spoiler alert, she kind of went off the deep end. Mr. Weed was my old boss at the Happy-Go-Lucky Toy Factory, where I used to work before I got my gig at the brewery. He was kind of a tough guy, always breathing down my neck. Judge Blackman is one of the judges in Quahog, who's got this deep, booming voice and always seems super serious. You know the type, big old judge wig, the whole 9 yards. And how could we forget our mayor, Adam West? He's a little out there, but he's the best mayor Quahog's ever had. Yeah, Jesus drops by Quahog from time to time. He's a cool dude, a little too into himself sometimes, but hey, he's Jesus. Trisha Takanawa, she's our Asian reporter, always covering serious stuff with that poker face. Her interviews, though, man, they get weird. Then there's Mort Goldman, the local pharmacist. He's always freaking out about something. His voice is, how should I say, unique? Oh, and there's Old Man Herbert. He's a bit of a creep, honestly. Likes to hang around kids and not in a good way. And that's about it for our little town of Quahog. Stick around and you'll see just how weird things can get around here.
That's AI.
Yeah, but it would be funny to see them make it from Happy Madison.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, it would be funny, but it would also be kind of creepy. And why did it kind of sort of sounds narrating it?
Right.
I was like, that sounds like Ryan Reynolds, but AI Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, there was multiple parts in that where you could tell that it was completely AI, but that's all right. I wish they would come out with like more cartoon, like live action films. I like that kind of stuff,
Me too.
especially if they pick the right people to play them.
hmm
That dude, The Rock as Joe would be absolutely hilarious.
Adam Sandler as freaking Quagmire.
Giggity, 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 goo.
Hey, everybody, I'm Peter Griffin.
That's on here twice.
President Trump tonight with another new stance on his own trade war, a partial reprieve on his 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada.
We helped them out with the problem they were having to do with the tariffs. We had a very good conversation.
Following a call with Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum, Mr. Trump backing off on tariffs on imports that fall under the United States-Mexico-Canada trade agreement that he negotiated during his first term. That's about half of Mexican imports and covers about 38% from Canada, according to a White House official. Among them, cars, appliances, prescription drugs, produce, and textiles.
April 2nd is going to be a very big day for America.
But the president also made clear it's a pause for now.
Now, these are countries and companies, foreign companies, that have been ripping us off.
Trump saying the tariffs are on hold only until April 2nd, the same date he vows to match all international taxes from any U.S. trading partner. And for investors, the threats and then retreats meant more uncertainty. And for affected U.S. businesses, the back and forth is part of the pain.
We use U.S. steel for
Earlier this week, as the tariffs were set to take hold, we met Chuck Dardis, president of Alpha USA, an auto parts manufacturer just outside Detroit.
Chuck, tariffs on Canadian goods mean what for you and your business?
It means dramatically increased costs that we might not be able to recover.
Now, with today's pause for Mexico and Canada, along with yesterday's announcement of a 1-month exemption for auto import tariffs,
What is certain for you right now?
There really isn't any certainty for it. I feel that this is just kicking the can down the road. The only thing I guess to be certain is that we got 30 more days to worry about it.
Border taxes on steel and aluminum begin March 12th. Relief for the auto industry ends April 2nd. Dardis says that leaves companies like his exposed.
If we were hit with the whole thing, it could very well wipe out our net income. Not ours, not just ours, but many others.
All right, Christine joins us live in studio. So, Christine, let's go back to the big headline here. Are people going to see prices rise, and if so, when?
Well, look, some people are going to start to see prices rise.
Well, everybody's afraid of these tariffs. How do you feel about tariffs?
I think they're stupid.
Why?
Why? Well, okay, so it's basically raising taxes.
But we get tariffed when we buy things from other countries.
Yeah, but
Why shouldn't we tariff other countries if they're going to tariff us?
true. You have a point there, but at the same time, it's stupid. Like, why should we tariff like countries and they tariff us?
I think we should do it distinctively because we're being tariffed.
Mhm.
If we have to pay people to accept our goods, then why should we accept other people's goods without them paying for it?
True.
And like they were saying that about Japan. Like so basically there's literally an agreement with America that happened back at the end of like World War II when Japan like basically like when we apologized and Japan like basically apologized and we formed an alliance and Japan um somehow got it to where we have to pay them when we want to import goods and we have to take all of their goods for free. And if somebody attacks Japan, we're supposed to protect them for free. But Japan is under no circumstances supposed to protect us at all. Tell me how
Right.
that makes any sense.
It doesn't.
It's just weird, man. There's a lot of these like I don't like like don't get me wrong here, bro. I don't like Donald Trump as a person. I think he's
Mhm.
a horrible human being personally, but he's figured out quite a bit of the corruption. And I know it's not all of the corruption, but he's figured out quite a bit of it and he's changing it up. I think we're
Yep.
going to see prices rise. And I think in the long run, we're going to see them drop. And the reason I say that is once everybody is tariffing each other, then we're all paying for each other's um, taxes. Like,
Yep.
so, especially if there's no more income tax for us. So, they've been talking about getting rid of the income tax for Americans. You get rid of the income tax, it will make it to where so many more families can afford to buy stuff. And if you can afford to buy stuff, then more stuff is produced. When more stuff is produced, then prices go down because there's an excessive amount of something. When you don't overproduce or you don't produce enough, you have a limited supply of something and prices go up. And that's what people are worried about with tariffing is for instance, if we tariff Canada like we're doing, and Canada says, all right, then no more wood, no more lumber at the cheap price that we were giving it to you. And now we're going to tariff you guys at 200% for buying lumber, which is absolutely outrageous. And I don't know if it's 200%. I pulled that out of my ass. That's a fake number. But Canada is tariffing us to buy this lumber. Okay. And we're not buying it no more. They've refused to sell it to us. They're also now threatening to cut power off to certain parts of Michigan. And on top of that, Canada has also removed all American made alcohol off the shelves. That's the only thing Canada really gets from America is alcohol.
Yep.
That's what they're protesting us for is our alcohol. So I think that's a little funny. I think the 51st state's a little upset. I don't know, man. It's a weird one.
Touche.
You know, if Canada became part of the United States, it would actually benefit both of us. But
Yep.
I understand why they don't want to become part of the United States too, though. I totally understand why they don't want to.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Well, they want to be their own country.
Yep.
And that's 100% okay. Like you should be allowed to be your own country. You shouldn't be forced to become somebody else. That's like if we were to invade Canada and basically we're like, all right, now you're a part of us and there's nothing you can do and or say about it. That's ridiculous. That shouldn't happen anymore. That's like some Mongol shit back in the day with the Mongols versus the Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
If you're seeing this right now, you may have been in a gifted and talented program as a child in school, and how the TikTok algorithm knows this about you, I do not know. But if you have a hard time remembering what happened to you in that program, I want to show you something that might jog some memories. Does this next voice sound familiar to you?
This is the exercise for your own development process designed by you. You should be hearing my voice in your right ear.
What I just shared with you is not a hearing test, which is likely what they told you it was during those sessions. That clip is taken directly from a hypnosis tape by Robert Monroe called The Gateway Process, and it is designed to elicit astral projection and remote viewing sessions. This may not be for everyone, but a portion of these gifted and talented education programs were actually used as a covert government program to experiment and explore psychic phenomenon in children. If hearing that triggered a memory for you, or you have any more details about what you personally went through in the gifted and talented program, sometimes called GATE or TAG, there's a lot of different names for it, please share it with us so that more of us can unlock even further memories.
So I remember being a kid in elementary school and getting called down to the speech room where I would do speech practice for my stuttering. And I remember one day I show up to speech therapy, or what's supposed to be speech therapy, and they have this little box thing out with a pair of headphones, and she has me put the headphones on. And I shit you not, homie, what you heard in the very beginning where it goes, this is blah, 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 blah. You should be hearing my voice in your right ear. That, I remember all of that. And I didn't remember any of that until I first saw one of those videos on TikTok like a month ago.
Right.
And I never really thought about it, but apparently that was a part of a hypnosis program. That's insane. I totally forgot about it. So maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe the school districts were testing MK Ultra on kids. Who knows? Who knows, man? It's weird. It's weird that I forgot completely about that memory until somebody mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's happened to quite a few people. And that's why it's becoming such a big deal now, as so many people are remembering these tests they had to do in elementary school that didn't quite make very much sense, or it was completely out of character or out of the way for that test to be being done that way that day, or this way and the way they did it.
Right.
So it's odd. Did you ever have any of those tests performed on you?
Not that I remember.
No, you don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
Gotcha.
remember.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing in this video. Do you see it? What's weird about this FIFA World Cup thing right here? Y'all, it's literally in the presence of two separate angels. And heck no, I'm not talking about the people. This is literally, the outside is like a throne or an orphan, and then the inside is like a cherubim. Y'all, why in the world would they shape this award the exact way that the Bible describes certain angels? Not to mention, we've been having these things pop up in the sky lately. I'm sure this video right here is fake, but then we had this image which was going around when we had the Dior bags going around. But these things have been seen everywhere. By the way, I got surprised at the end. Gonna do a fast forward real quick. People are finally finding out what stars really are, not to mention we have these scientists coming out with the Dyson spheres. By the way, watch how fast this video gets copied. It's March 7th at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Now the bonus, have you ever played Final Fantasy 7? Well, Sephiroth's actually the devil and a seraphim, just like the Bible. Different stages of the last boss are literally different power level angels. And you know that grievingly strong attack he uses? You know, that wipes out the whole Earth in the game. What is this? Nashar? Apophis? Google Images says 2029 a meteor is gonna wipe us out? You don't say. But anyways, why do y'all think they made the award in the shape of angels? Or am I reaching?
Makes complete sense.
I love the way that they made the FIFA World Cup trophy look. I think it looks
Right.
dope, and it's made out of solid gold.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard it's made out of solid gold. The base is the only thing that's not gold.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty dope trophy. And when it opens up, so I forget what the actual shape or geometry of that thing is actually called. But yes, it does weirdly resemble what an angel truly was in the Bible, like depicted and talked about in the Bible. That's a weird one too.
It seems that no one has noticed that the situation of Bop House is deteriorating day by day. Bop House is a luxurious mansion located in Miami and is inhabited by 8 young OnlyFans content creators. As an emerging content creation base, it has quickly become popular on the internet and currently has more than 3 million fans. The members of the Bop House are basically very young girls, and the video content they create, while not involving inappropriate content, always attracts viewers to their OnlyFans page. Even many of the things they do are attracting attention, which is very disturbing. Recently, there was a farce in Bop House. They invited a 17-year-old internet celebrity named Piper Raquel to join Bop House and open an OnlyFans account. This move instantly triggered widespread controversy. Many netizens condemned Bop House's behavior towards minors and believed that it seriously damaged the physical and mental health of minors. Joy May, a former member of Bop House, revealed that the reason she left Bop House was that the people around her ignored her privacy, which made her feel uncomfortable and led to conflicts between her and Bop House. Many people think that Bop House should be permanently shut down, and even Camila Araujo, the instigator, should be arrested according to law. There is no doubt that Bop House can be called a bad place without any moral integrity and bottom line.
What do you feel about that?
I've been following it all, man. Way before they even became the members of the Bop House.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the drama started originally before the Bop House even became Intuition. It started with Camilla doing a podcast with Sophie Rain and Aisha Sophie. They're cousins. They're the founders of the Bop House. And
Right.
the whole thing was because NLE, the TikTok creator, well, not creator of TikTok, but a content creator on TikTok who's also a rapper, who's the boyfriend of Sophie Rain. He apparently texted her cousin, Aisha, to do a music video.
Mm-hmm.
Sophie got butthurt, thought that he was cheating on her with Aisha. Camilla had a whole trying to figure out the whole thing. Came down to it saying, "Oh, Sophie was just being dramatic." And had an issue with her best friend, who was also her assistant, who did some crazy shit at Camilla's house. Ended up joining with Sophie, and then they all let bygones be bygones. Started up the Bop House. Things got crazy with content house wars going on. Then it all goes down to Piper Raquel being talked about possibly joining the Bop House when she turned 18, but the Bop House members saying that's never going to happen because they don't want her to be in the life. And Joy May, the Asian girl that you saw in the video, got mad recently, around in February, and left the Bop House and started a new content house called the Asian House.
Right.
So it's been going downhill. and I'm loving
Yeah,
every bit of it because I love content house drama.
It sounds like a crapshoot.
It is, but it's entertainment, and I love content house drama, especially when it comes to this kind of shit because it's entertaining for me to watch on TikTok.
Might have to do some episodes on that one for you then, if you know so much about it.
Oh, dude, I be following the Hype House, uh, Team 10 when they were around. Then you got there's a one content house in Russia. They're real, they're sick. I love their shit. Um, there's just so many content houses to follow.
Yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a
Like
lot.
there's one content house that completely died out called the Blonde House, all because they tried to start beef with the hype, or no, not the Hype House, the Bob House, and they completely just deteriorated. And then there was this one content house that was full of guys called the Bruz House. They tried to do a war with the Bob House, and they're no longer around either. It's like whoever wants to
Jeez.
start a war with the Bob House, they just no longer exist.
They get taken out. Those OnlyFans girls are ruthless.
Mm-hmm. That is so beautiful, and it's in Germany as well. I've always wanted to go see it in person.
Yeah, dude, the cathedrals are awesome. Cathedrals are wonderful. I absolutely love cathedrals, and I think that we should be able to see more cathedrals and be able to visit these things at least once in our lifetime.
But yeah, no, that specific one in Germany, I've been wanting to see since I first found out about it.
Yeah, how long do you think it took for them to build that?
I heard it took them over like 600 years.
That's insane.
Hmm.
That's a lot of architecture and that's a lot of work and that's a lot of effort you got to put in to build a building.
Hmm.
It is beautiful. It's outrageously beautiful. You know, a lot of people think, now, guys, this is a harmful conspiracy theory that hurts people. A lot of people believe that those buildings were there way before we were ever here and that we just added on to them and that those buildings are a part of the Tartarian Empire. Look up the Empire of the Tartarians. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up Tartaria on YouTube if you ever get bored. Go down that rabbit hole, right, crew?
Right.
Remember, mercury is a living substance. This is just like water. And red mercury, when you put it in front of a mirror, you won't see the reflection. If you take mercury and you spin it in a circle like this, you create voltage. This is what, when you look at the old world buildings, the cathedrals, they had these orbs up on top of these cathedrals. Those orbs can contain mercury, and they're brass on the outside or gold on the outside. They're iron on the inside, and they got mercury in the center. And what would happen is if a lightning strikes or the bell would ring, you would get a spiral, which would take place, and you got free electricity simply by just a little bit of mercury. Now, mercury in the mouth is a different story. What about red mercury? That's a great one. So red mercury is mercury mixed with iron oxide. Remember, mercury is a living substance. That's what it is. It's just like water. So when you mix mercury with iron, it'll actually put it together. It won't eat it. but it will put it together. And that's where the whole red mercury comes from. And red mercury, when you put it in front of a mirror, you won't see the reflection, which is really fascinating. It's invisible, is what's really cool. Now, if you take mercury and mix it with other metals, it will begin to eat them because it's a living substance.
How cool is that?
That's dope. That is
That's what
sick.
they believe. That's what they believe these cathedrals were built for back in the day, was to harvest free energy. And the bells that were used inside of the cathedrals, they rang at a certain level, at a certain frequency, at a certain vibration that apparently healed the human body. And that's why now, in a lot of different places, there's no longer bells like there used to be, at least big bells like there used to be at these cathedrals or at these churches. And if you go to a church now, there might be a bell, but it's small. It's no longer a giant bell. And they used to have giant bells, man.
Right.
What happened to all the bells? Why did all
I
the
don't
bells
know.
get taken away? It's a
Right.
weird one. Like the bells may have really been healing the human body, and there's another harmful conspiracy theory that might hurt you guys, is that maybe the pharmaceutical companies were behind getting rid of the bells. Because how do you make any money off of people being sick if people don't get sick because they have the perfect frequency around them 24/7?
Right.
Who knows? It's a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
So did anybody else end up on Rich People Eat Mermaids TikTok today? I know I do videos on news and a lot of conspiracy stuff too, but I don't really know how to react to this one. I always love watching videos of boat captains who say they saw sirens or heard mermaids out in the ocean. But I don't know if this one mixed in with the Q conspiracies of the elites eating people and stuff. And then that somehow mixed into rich people eating mermaids. Maybe some Hollywood cannibals or pescatarians. But it was just one video that popped up on my feed. But then after a while, it was video after video of, I guess, maybe people talking about that one video. But now I can't seem to get off of rich people eating mermaids TikTok, which is definitely a statement I never thought I would say. But with the absolute shit show that's going on in Washington right now, I guess this is a good, change of pace from my normal content. I could definitely talk about how bad it is there. I kind of want to research this whole rich people eating mermaids conspiracy and do a little deep dive for y'all. So maybe get ready for that.
Interesting.
How's he drink that cup in the mask?
Right.
Yeah, rich people eat mermaids, man. Weird. CERN, man. What do you know about CERN?
Not much.
CERN is where they have the Hadron Particle Collider. The thing that they have in the flash that creates the particle collider.
Accelerator?
Yeah, the particle accelerator. That's literally what CERN is. This is a giant particle accelerator. It's supposedly what created the Mandela effect. Was CERN. Yep. And possibly changed our timeline.
Right.
Did Wade kick Green up?
A switch spin.
Oh my God. I gotta watch that one more time. Let's see that one
Didn't
more
wake
time.
King Green up.
Damn.
Holy crap. That's a spinning head kick. Not very many people can get a spinning kick off, let alone a spinning head kick. And that man's knocked that dude clear out.
Right.
That was insane. Have you watched MMA?
Oh, I love MMA.
I love watching it. So watching stuff like that gets me all fired up. And seeing a spinning back kick to the head, holy crap. When does that ever happen? And when does it work?
Right.
Oh no, the activists are at it again, man. They're burning people's yachts.
Mm.
You
Mm-mm-mm.
can't burn people's yachts like that. I don't
Right.
care who you are. You can't do that. Like that's arson, most definitely. It doesn't just yachts don't just explode.
Right.
I just have to let you know there is an age requirement, 13 with an adult and 14.
I'm 22. I don't have my ID, but I can get my phone and show you my Excelsior pass.
That's okay. We just need to have you fill out this iPad, please, so I can get you guys started with a trainer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all you.
When Shauna and her dad walked in, I thought she was probably about like 7, 8 years old. I was really shocked to hear that she was 22. I've never seen anybody like Shauna come into the gym and work out. Today was the first time.
It's one of the reasons I don't go to gyms. And to prove my age, sometimes I just open my mouth and that'll get them to go away. I've had to show someone I had a tattoo once. I've had people ask me for my ID. It's annoying, yes, and I try to get through it. It's a weird situation. It makes me uncomfortable from the beginning because I'm not the only person with a disability that goes to a gym. And I hate to say it, but if someone in a wheelchair or something walked in, you would not question them. And just because I look the way I look, you question it, and that bothers me.
She's 22 years old and she looks like she's 7.
Right.
That's crazy. What disability is that? Like what
It's
causes
not
that?
a disability. It's something that happened to her when she was a baby, and
Right.
it was like some cancer or something, or a tumor or something. I can't remember the full exact story, but it made her stay like that ever since.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, no, when I first saw her, I thought she was like 6 or 7 years old. She said she was 22. I was like, what?
He said there were some really like high noted, well-known people there, like a movie star. He said that she was really popular at the time. He said there was like this one executive, a producer, there was some government something there, but there were only like 25 people there. The amount of people that were there and then the quality of people, he said it really made him like second guess like why he was there, because they were all really out of his league. They all sat down, they all had like this small covered dish in front of them, but then there was this massive silver tray covered with it had 4 handles on it. He said he couldn't figure out like what in the hell could have been. He's just like, okay, shark or something, like what could it have been? He said it was about 5 feet long. The host stands, says, I would like to thank everyone for coming today. Lucky to experience such a delicacy, and this is a rarity that very few get to experience, like really like laying it on thick. Then 4 servers step forward, they all grab a handle and lift it up, and he said there's an audible gasp. Then, in detail, he goes on to describe what we would know as a mermaid. He described in pretty like graphic detail, but I'm not going to because I don't want the video to get taken down. So he's just looking at it like, what the hell? The entire time he's thinking, okay, this is something that they have like made to look like a mermaid. There's no way this is an actual mermaid. But then the servers stepped forward to prepare it, and that's when he realized that it actually was a mermaid. He said as each piece was presented to the people around the table, he could smell this woodsy floral scent. He said it was a smell he'd never smelled before. Everyone there seemed very excited to try it.
Okay. People are eating mermaids, guys. Rich
Right.
people are eating mermaids. Do we believe this? Did you have people eating mermaids on your 2025 bingo card?
No.
I didn't have rich people eating mermaids on my 2025 bingo card. That's a new one. That's a whistleblower. That's a new whistleblow. Oh my goodness. Man, just when I was like, I was like, there's no way, like, Bigfoot's real, Juki's right, Bigfoot's fake, and now rich people are eating mermaids. Bigfoot's definitely real, bro. You can't tell me different. If rich people are eating mermaids, Bigfoot's real, and Juki's 100% wrong.
Right.
You hear me, Juki? You hear me? You're 100% wrong. If you ever tune into my stream again, just know you're 100% wrong. Rich people are eating mermaids out there.
Why won't this woman go away? Tot Mom Casey Anthony. Tot Mom Casey Anthony is sucking like a tick every ounce of press and media that she can gain from this. But why else would they have acquitted Tot Mom Casey Anthony? Which it's like a bone in my throat when I have to say that. She got home to the house. This is while Kelly was, quote, still missing, air quotey. She walked in the house and the bail bondsman told me, two of them, a female bail bondsman and a male bail bondsman that heard this, the first thing she said, she walked in, she didn't say, hey, have you set up a headquarters to find Kelly? What do you know about Kelly? What's being done to find Kelly? This is what I think happened. The first thing she said was, hey, what's for supper, Mom? Are you kidding me? Finally, George Anthony rushed Tot Mom Casey Anthony in the home, grabbed her by the throat, pushed her up against the wall, and was saying, where is Kelly? Where is Kelly? Where is Kelly? That is not the behavior of a man who had anything to do with the death of Kelly. Tony, do you think he was struggling because he's being forced to remember his granddaughter was murdered, rotted in the back of his daughter's car in a trash bag, and then was thrown out in a swamp? Do you think that may have gotten him upset? I'm upset just saying it.
It's all of that.
So I'm gonna bring this up. So guess who decided to make a TikTok account?
Casey Anthony.
Yup.
Yeah, that's why that video's on there. That's why that woman's going nuts about Casey Anthony again, is because she's all over the news and all over the media and all over TikTok because she created a TikTok account and people are losing their minds. She murdered her daughter, allegedly.
I know. Yep.
But she apparently got acquitted by the court.
Mm-hmm.
The Casey Anthony story really hits hard to home because my sister was murdered.
Yeah.
So I totally get it, and I think if she really killed her daughter, she deserves to rot in prison for the rest of her life, and she does not deserve to be on TikTok making any videos, that's for sure. So Casey Anthony, you can get off TikTok. If you are a horrible human being, then you deserve to, you just deserve to sit, rot, and think about what you did. You don't get to make money off of your issue. And I hope everybody boycotts you. That's just my opinion.
Why won't this woman go away? Tot Mom.
Legal advocate? Legal advocate? My rear end? She says she's been in the legal field since 2011 when she was tried for murder. That's her exposure to the justice system. I agree with trial judge Belvin Perry. This is just a money grab. She needs money. So what does she do? Come try to get money out of your pocket. And guess what? Thousands of idiots have already signed up to hear Tot Mom talk about her legal expertise. Which, by the way, FYI, Tot Mom, that's against the law to pretend you're a lawyer and give legal advice if that's what you're planning to do. That said, what do I think of it? Not much. You know what? Why isn't she seeking justice for Kelly? I'm curious to find out what expertise, what legal advice Tot Mom has to offer. But I'm curious in a way that when I go to the zoo and I'm in the snake house, I look at the poisonous snake through a glass. That's about as close as I'm going to get. So I will not be subscribing to Tot Mom's Substack. For those of you that are purchasing advice from Tot Mom Casey Anthony, I advise you to go put your money in a savings account. Please don't do this, because I know many people think it's laughable. I don't. Every time someone gives Tot Mom 1 penny, they are voting not guilty. A lot of focus right now is being placed on Tot Mom Casey Anthony, who is a freeloader, and more. But my focus is still on Kelly, because Kelly was murdered and she was thrown. This little girl that just turned 3 was bagged in trash bags from the Anthony home with one of her favorite blankets inside and thrown into a swampy area just 10 houses down from the Anthony home to decompose. When her body was found, she was covered in flies and maggots and decomposed. Duct tape had been wrapped all around her skull, including her face, the front of her face, mouth, and nose, with a heart sticker placed on it. That's my focus. So all the attention about Tot Mom finally getting a job,
She's a horrible human being.
Oh, yeah.
Casey Anthony, you're a horrible human being.
Yeah, she is.
Like, I literally thought I was entering a dungeon seeing this. Little did I know I would walk into such a sick room. Like I said before, guys, sorry for like the little bit of the darker room, but there's nothing I can do. There's no lights. The lights are being covered by this, and it doesn't reflect any, so my camera light's just not doing anything. So hands down, immediately, that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen in an abandoned house, is that back room right there. I think I'm just hearing something, honestly, but alright, let's keep going. There's even caution tape here. I wonder what happened. What I want to do is go ahead and make my way back over to this huge pool. Oh, check this out. Look at this. You can see under the pool. That's the pool through that window. You could look through that window and it would normally be underwater. Where do you see that in a house? Alright guys, so something I skipped over is when I initially came down the steps, I saw, here's the spiral staircase right here. I initially came down that and went that way. What's this? Oh, it's a changing room. Check that out. They have changing rooms here. And look, you can see under the water with that as well. Dude, what? This is so insane. It's another changing room. Why is there so many changing rooms? Look, you can even kind of see the pool. Looks like you're in a ship. Check this out. When you come through here, sorry for my hand shaking, but we have a full sauna. Oh my god. We have a full sauna in here. This is lit. I can't believe we just found a sauna as well. So that's the end of this hallway over here. Guys, literally finding so much stuff in this house. It literally just keeps getting better and better. But something I didn't really film as much as I wanted to is that swimming pool. So let's go up and check that out. Right up these spiral stairs. So look, here's the windows I was just showing you guys when we were underground. So I'm just walking around the pool right now, as you guys can tell. It's a really big pool, and it's actually a deep pool. Look at this room though. How often do you ever see anything like this? Even a full diving board, which looks like you can probably even hit your head on. But look, here's the pool cover right here, which, since it's indoor, I honestly don't even know why you'd have one. But you get the idea. Look how sick this pool is. Besides that though, they just have a couple of lights on the wall, a couch, and that's about it.
That's crazy. That's a crazy looking house, man.
Oh yeah.
It's supposedly P. Diddy's mansion. That's what it said. I don't know if that's true or not. That's alleged. But
Right.
guys, we have gotten to the last part of the stream. The next video is our last video, which means we are at the end. We thank you so much for hanging out and chilling with us tonight. Robert. I enjoy every minute of getting to hang out with you guys and getting to learn things and getting to watch videos with y'all and just getting to do this podcast. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I'm glad that some of you enjoy watching us nightly. Cruz, is there anything you want to say?
Nope.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to play our last video and we're going to wrap up the night.
They're coming! Hello! There's your friends, there they are! There they are! Say hi! Hi guys! Wow. It's alright, babe. Friendly. There's just a few too many, isn't there? Hi, babe. Look at you. Good girl, you're so good. They love you, don't they? Have a trot.
Oh, dude, that's so cool. I wish I could take a horse out onto the beach and be able to run with the dolphins.
Right.
That's so cool. Julie says that she hopes that we have a good night. I hope that you have a good night too, Julie. And thank you again, once again, to anybody and everybody that tuned in tonight and watched the podcast. If you enjoy what you see here at the Robert and Crew Show and you have a fun time and you just enjoy hanging out with us, please like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook channel, our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel, and our X channel. You can find all of those under the Rob and Crew Show or the Robert and Crew Show or Rob and Crew. So, if you would like to subscribe to those and help us out, that would do us a big favor. Any way to get our message out and to spread our podcast helps us grow in this community. So if you follow us, thank you so much, and it means a ton to us. At this point in time, we're saying goodnight, so peace out from Rob. Good night, guys.
Welcome to another installment of the Robert and Crew Show with your hosts, Robert and Crew.